Walk through Florence today, and you are walking through a bank statement. The domes, the galleries, the Botticellis and Michelangelos, much of it was purchased by a single family's banking profits. The Medici didn't just fund the Renaissance. In many ways, they invented the machinery that paid for it, the international bank. And here is the arc this episode traces because it is the oldest arc in family wealth. The first generation built it, the second generation mastered it, the third generation preferred the art. Within 100 years of its founding, the greatest bank in Europe was gone, while the family's name conquered the world. This is the Medici Bank, the empire that traded money for immortality, one bad loan at a time. To invent modern banking, the Medici first had to outlaw heaven. Medieval Christianity condemned usury, lending at interest, as sin. So how do you run a bank where interest is forbidden? Giovanni di Medici, founding the bank in 1397, perfected the workaround, the bill of exchange, lend florins in florins, be repaid in pounds in London, and hide the interest inside the exchange rate between currencies. Not a loan, Your Holiness, a currency transaction. Had double-entry bookkeeping, the accounting revolution that let a Florentine desk see the truth of a branch 1,000 miles away. And you have it, the operating system of every bank that has ever appeared in this series. The master stroke was landing the one client who could never go bankrupt, God's treasurer. The Medici became the Pope's bankers, managing the church's vast flows of tithes and indulgences from across Europe. In good years, the Rome branch generated more than half the bank's profits on deposits that cost the Medici almost nothing. With the papal seal came something better than money, legitimacy. Kings borrowed. Cardinals deposited. Branches opened in Venice, Bruges, London, Geneva. Under Cosimo, the founder's son, banker and shadow ruler of Florence, the Medici Bank became the most powerful financial institution in Europe, and the family learned banking's deepest lesson. The ledger is also a throne. Now the golden paradox. The money bought Florence, not with armies, but with patronage. Cosimo and his heirs financed churches, libraries, painters, and philosophers, partly from piety, partly from image, and partly, historians note, as penance for the sin of usury that everyone knew hid in the books. Fra Angelico, Donatello, Botticelli, the young Michelangelo in the family garden. Understand what this was in the language of this channel. Reputation laundering of genius. The most beautiful marketing campaign in human history. And it worked so well that 5 centuries later, tourists queue for the brand while almost nobody remembers. The bank. Rod arrived wearing silk. Lorenzo the Magnificent, brilliant poet, dazzling statesman, patron of geniuses, had no taste for ledgers. Rule 1 of this series broke first. He stopped watching the books, delegating to managers with bad incentives. Branches lent recklessly to the worst clients on earth, kings. Edward IV in London, Charles the Bold in Bruges, princes who repaid loans with promises and repaid promises with nothing. Sovereigns the Medici learned are the one borrower you cannot repossess. Branch after branch bled, London, Bruges, Lyon, and when the till ran low, Lorenzo, the evidence suggests, dipped into public funds to cover family losses. The bank that had bought a city was now quietly being paid for by one. The end came as it does, all at once. 1492. Lorenzo dies. 1494. A French army marches on Florence. His heir capitulates so abjectly that the city expels the entire family. The mob and the creditors do the rest. The Medici Bank, bankrupt in all but name for years, dissolves. A firebrand monk, Savonarola, rules the city, burning luxuries in the square. And here is the twist that makes the Medici unique in this series. The family came back, not as bankers, but as the thing money had been converted into all along power. Two Medici popes, two queens of France, grand dukes of Tuscany for 2 centuries. The bank died. The investment in immortality paid out forever. The Medici warning sign is generational, so almost no one alive sees it twice. Wealth built by watchers is destroyed by delegators. The founder audited every ledger line. The grandson knew his painters better than his branch managers. When the owners of anything, a bank, a company, a family fortune, stop reading their own books, the books start lying. 3 generations, shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves. The Medici only escaped the proverb by converting money into something that doesn't devalue legacy. Tomorrow. From the family that invented banking to the man whose name became a crime, Boston 1920, and the original scheme, Charles Ponzi. A new fortune falls here every day. Subscribe.